We're sorry, but you're the only one we can depend on.
What? But... About a year after my husband's passing, his brother and his wife came to see me.
My son is in a lot of debt, and we need your help.
It was late at night, so I let him in the house. Looks like they were having some money troubles. They had 2 kids, and the older one was up to his neck in debt. He started begging me for help. His wife just sat there in silence. She seemed unhappy. We didn't have any kids. My late husband was infertile, but I knew that when we got married. My late husband never got along with his parents. They passed away a few years before he did. His brother threw a big wedding and everything, but since both my parents were gone, we didn't have one. Then they had 2 kids, a boy and a girl. At first they had their own place, but the husband's parents insisted that they move in with them, so they did. When they moved in with them, they called us over to the house.
Your brother and his wife are moving in with us. They're gonna take care of us when we get old, so we want to leave all our inheritance with them,
said his father. His wife Keiko said she was okay with this. My husband's parents had a lot of money, so we were pretty surprised when they told us they were going to leave everything with them, but they had kids and they agreed to live with them and take care of them, so my husband agreed to the terms and relinquished his share of the inheritance. Sorry to hear all that, but what about the money you got from your parents? It must have been a lot. To which he said,
their medical bill was pretty expensive. It's almost all gone. All we got left is the house.
What? Then Keiko started talking. Yeah, taking care of the elderly isn't cheap, you know. Plus we got 2 kids, so... But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Hey, don't talk like that!
But it's true! And this is your fault, you know? We wouldn't have this problem if you made more money. But wait, it didn't make sense. Hold on, what do you mean by medical bills? Both his parents passed away right after they got taken to the hospital. They weren't even there for that long. I mean, they still spent a few nights there, but it couldn't have been that expensive. And the thing is, these 2 didn't even show up. The hospital ended up calling us instead. My husband and I had to take care of them. My brother-in-law looked confused. I kept going. And now that you mention it, we're the ones that paid for their hospital bill.
What? Really?
Huh? So what? That's not important right now. Keiko snapped at me for some reason.
Wait, is she telling the truth?
We got 2 kids, okay? We needed the money. But they left you hundreds of thousands of dollars. What happened to all that money? Be quiet! You just don't get it. Raising kids is a lot of work, but you wouldn't know that. You never had kids, so... That may be true, but ever since I started working from home, you asked me to look after your kids countless times. What? That was like once or twice, and you enjoyed it! We loved kids, so we enjoyed having them around, but that wasn't the point.
I had no idea about any of this! But if we don't come up with some money soon, we're gonna go bankrupt. We're gonna lose the house.
So long story short, they wanted me to lend them some cash. How much debt are we talking about here?
$20,000?
What? That's it? I thought it was much more than that. They didn't have any money left in their bank account, and their daughter worked at a bank, so they didn't want to take out any more loans. Wait, what about your son? He works too, right?
Actually, no. He's out of a job.
Look, this is none of your business, okay? Just lend us the money! Your husband left you insurance money, didn't he? Hand it over! She was unbelievable. Their son was pretty arrogant ever since he was a kid, but their daughter was the hard-working type. And she always came over to the house to pay her respects to my husband. I thought about helping them for her sake, but there was something else on my mind. Keiko, is there anything you're not telling me? If you come clean and beg me for the money, I'll lend it to you. She paused for a second. Then she called me a cheapskate, got down on the floor, and started talking. Turns out she spent most of the money at a host club. I had a feeling. Her parents-in-law trusted her with everything, but they shouldn't have. She was in charge of the money, and she ended up spending it all. That's why she was always asking us to look after their kids, to be with her host. But that's his job! I wasn't having an affair or anything. Okay. And she played favorites with her kids. Her son liked her, so she spoiled him, but the rest of us didn't see a dime. Look, I told you everything. So can you lend me the money? I need about $50,000 more. What? For what? I thought you said $20,000.
Wait, what are you saying?
Look, I'll just come out and say it. I took out another mortgage on the house, okay? There's no point in hiding it now, so come on, just give me the money. She didn't even sound sorry anymore. If they filed for bankruptcy, they'd lose the house too. That's why she needed the extra $50,000 to pay off the mortgage first. Keiko sat there, waiting for my response. My brother-in-law was speechless. I understand your situation now, but not sure if I can help you. What? Why not? You said you'd help me! I'll help you pay off your son's debt for your daughter's sake, but you never said anything about taking out another mortgage. That's on you. What? But we're all family here. You gotta help us. If you want our children to look after you when you get old, you better do as I say. I already have money saved up for that, so no worries. I don't need your help. Then I said to my brother-in-law, my husband loved your kids, so I'll help you pay off your son's debt, but that's it. I have no reason to help your wife. Now please leave.
Thank you. And you're right, this is all my wife's fault. We won't bother you again.
Then he got up and left. His wife was still yelling at me, but I ignored her. I had my husband's insurance money and lots of savings, so I could have bailed them out, but I don't know, it just didn't feel right. And on her way out, she said to me, if you die, our family's gonna inherit your money anyways, so what's the difference? Just give it to us! Wow, seriously? After that, I talked to my niece and decided to write a will, just in case. I wanted to make sure that Keiko didn't get any of my money when I died. And my brother-in-law sold the house to pay off the debt. Then he got a divorce. After the divorce, Keiko and her son went back to live with her parents. They owned a big farm, so they offered to take them in after the divorce. And when her parents heard about what she did, they bought back the house for him to set things right. So my brother-in-law got the house back. Thank goodness.
So now they're working every day. Mom hates it, but my brother is doing really well, I heard.
Moving out to the countryside worked pretty well for her brother. Things between them were getting better. Thank goodness. Keiko hated working on the farm, but she did this to herself, so oh well. Good riddance.
Thanks for watching! Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Bye!